Welcome to Berwick Mitsubishi. My name's Tim, and today I'm going to be taking you on a walk around video of our 2014 red Volkswagen Golf GTI. In this video I'm going to go around the car, show you the quality of this car, point out any little marks that I see as well, and I'll also go through the service history and interior of the car as well. So starting on the outside, first thing that stands out obviously is the nice big red paint job. It's a very nice colour. In the front you've got a big Volkswagen badge. The red's broken up by these black honeycomb style grills and a nice little red and chrome strip along the front. When I start looking at the paintwork, the very first thing down here, there's a couple of touch-up marks, but outside of that, even going across the front of the hood, there's very good condition. There's just a couple of little stone chips into the paint. There's not that many, and I'm only really seeing them as I lean in like close here. But there's just a couple of stone chips, which you'd expect to see on a car that's a couple of years old, but outside of that, there's really not much going on in the park. There's paint, there's not even any really swirling into the paint. It's still really well looked after, still very vibrant. This was a well looked after car. Looking along the front of the car as well, you can see it's got these color coded front sensors and these really nice styled headlights. I like the way inside the headlights they've got a bit of black behind the reflective chrome. It really sets off the front of the car with the styling of the chrome badging, black honeycomb grille and red colour. Moving around to the side of the car, we'll look at this panel first. You see it's got the nice Golf GTI badge here. No paint fade. I thought I saw a scratch, but it was just a little bit of dust, so there's not even any stone chips or scratches on this panel here. We'll move down, we'll look at this tyre. Practically got brand new tread on it, and even the rim, it's just a little dirty, but it's got a little bit of gutter rash here. Otherwise it's very attractive rim. As we move down the car, the next sort of thing that stands out is the side mirror. You've got your indicator built into the mirror here, as well as a nice color coded red mirror. Moving down the car, I do notice that this car does not have any tint on the windows. A real nice dark tint on this car would really go well with the black and red accenting of the colors. Around the door handle, there's no sort of scratches. This is a common place for scratches on cars because people wear rings when they open doors, but I can't see any here. And I can't find any stone chips down the side of the car. There is a black plastic bumper down here that helps protect the car against road grime and stuff coming up from the tyres along the bottom of the doors, and that has certainly done its job. Because this is a smaller car, I'll be able to point out the roof. As we look up on the roof here, you'll see it's very well looked after and maintained, and it's got this nice big black sunroof. We'll look at that from inside the car later on, but it's, once again, black and red is a very common theme all across this car. Looking at this back tyre here, once again, we've got pretty much brand new tyres, and there's actually no scuff mark on this wheel. Yeah, just a little dirty. Once again, but it has been raining here, and the rain does leave marks like that on our cars as they're outdoors. Just below the tail light here, there is a white mark. Looking at around the rest of the back, you can see we got these nice big red tail lights here, color coded sensors once again, nice chrome exhaust tip. This car does have slimline plates on it, which is a real nice, sort of a tidier finish to the car there. If we press the badge here, that's actually how we pop the boot in this vehicle, and you'll see that for a smaller car it does have a nice size boot. We do have our floor mat sitting in the back here, but you can see that there's no sort of scratching marks to the side, and the carpet is still in, I'll even look up under here, it's still in practically new condition. Under here you've got your wheel. Now this does look like a space saver to me, but it looks like it's also hasn't been used either, and you've got all your tools as well stored down to the side here. When you go to pull down the boot, it just sort of, the gas struts make it really smooth up and down and a nice motion. As we move around to the back sort of passenger side of the car, we got real nice tread on the tyre once again, a little bit of scuff here, a little bit more down here. The passenger side is typically where you'd find any sort of gutter rashing on any rims, because it does become a little bit more difficult to judge that side of the car when parking. I found a little bit of a mark in the paint here just before this door handle. Outside of that, everything else, I thought I saw another one, but it was just dust. There's one more here on the passenger side door. Otherwise, yeah, you can see, I don't know how well it shows up on the camera, but you can really see your reflection in the paint, which is very good, I reckon, when looking at nice bright red cars. You got your badging once again. On the side here, I have noticed another mark just to the front of the door. I'm just trying to be as picky as I can here. Well, it looks like there's one more here too. Now getting to the front passenger side, once again, new tread. You wouldn't need to spend any money on tyres anytime soon on this car. And I'll just have a quick look for a gutter rash around the car. There's actually no gutter rash on this rim, which is very impressive. You see your nice big red calipers as well. Once again, matching to the black on the rim and the red on the paint. It's a very stunning looking car. If we look under the hood of this Volkswagen Golf GTI, you'll see their famous 2-litre turbo engine. This engine can put out 162 kilowatts as standard and 350 Newton meters of torque. With a 6-speed sports automatic, which I'll show you inside the car again, this is a very fun car to drive. This car also has a 50-litre fuel tank. At an average of 6.6 litres per 100 Ks, you can expect to get around 758 kilometres per tank. Moving to the inside of the Volkswagen, I'll go through some of the features first, and then we'll do a quick pan around the interior to sort of show you the high quality of what this car is in. I'll start from my right and work my way across. So to the right here, we've got our electric mirror adjuster. So you select left or right, and then you just move the joystick around, and then that will angle the side mirrors to where you like. I really enjoy having that in cars because obviously way back when you had to lean across to the passenger side and adjust the mirror manually. Moving down, you've got your 4 electric windows as well as a window lock as well. So you have kids in the back or annoying friends, you can actually stop them from winding down the window. To the right of the steering wheel here, first thing we've got is our headlight selector. So you can turn your headlights on manually, or there's also an auto setting, which is quite good because then you don't have to worry about leaving your lights on when you park the car. Next to that, you've got a little angler as well, so you can actually angle the headlights, which can come in handy in foggy nights when you want the headlights pointing down a little bit more. Being a European built car, on the right stalk here, that's actually where our window wipers are, and our indicators are on the left. As you can see here, this car does come with 2 keys. Looking at the steering wheel itself, on the right hand side you've got your media controls and your phone Bluetooth answering controls as well, so you can adjust your volume and skip through some tracks. You've got your horn in the middle, and then to the left here you've got your cruise control settings. Now I don't know how well you can see it on the camera, but just behind the steering wheel here you've actually got paddle shifters, so you can go into a manual mode, and it just gives such a sporty car a really nice sporty drive. Moving to the middle, you've got 2 air vents up at the top, and then below here you've got your sort of head unit with your touch screen. This head unit does have a sensor below it, so if you actually wave your hands in front of the screen when you're driving, it'll bring up the menu at the bottom. So then I really like that feature. I reckon it's very innovative, especially in a 2014 car, and yeah, it will just make using the navigation so easy. As you can see on our navigation map, this is the M1 freeway here, and we're just off the M1, so we're quite accessible for our dealership. Down each side of the touchscreen, you've got hard buttons that you can press to access the radio and the media. So when you hit radio, it comes up with all your presets. I'll just turn that down. Below that, you've got all your climate control settings. So you've actually got dual zone climate control here, so each side can have a different temperature coming out. I find that quite helpful because I've been in a situation many times where I'm driving the car and I've liked to have a little bit of cool air on, but my passenger says it's too cold for that and wants a little bit of warmth. So you can just sort of adjust it there, and you got your fan speed in the middle. You just twist each side to adjust the temperature accordingly. Just under here, you've got a little flap that closes down, and when you open it up, you've got a little bit of storage for your phone or wallet or whatever you want to put in there, as well as your auxiliary and a USB port in there. Moving down to our sports automatic shifter. So with the sports automatic, you sort of cycle through all the gears. I've put it into reverse so I can show you the nice reverse camera. You can see on this side it's got the reverse camera, and this side's also got the sensors as well, so you can see how close in proximity you're getting to things. And then obviously the camera angle widens up so you don't have such a narrow view, and once again waving my hand in front of it will bring up the black so you can really see what's going with the sensors. When you put it down into drive, you can actually push it across and go into manual mode as well, so you can shift up and down through the gears like that, giving you a sportier drive, just like the paddle shifters on the steering wheel. I'll put it back into park because I don't plan on going anywhere. You've got your auto stop start control here, as well as traction control, and you can actually turn off your parking sensors, which can be quite handy when you've parked into a garage or something and you don't want that beeping still annoying you. That's what I do at my house as well. You've got an electric handbrake here, so you just sort of press it down and you'll hear it turn off, as well as you feel the brake pedal lift up a little bit, so you know it's on or off. And then same thing when you put it back on, light comes on, and I actually felt the brake pedal depress a little bit. Moving down here, you've got your 12-volt socket for charging things, and you've got 2 cup holders with a little door over there to sort of cover them up. Volkswagen like to keep things looking a bit nice and uniform, and that roller door really makes everything look all a bit more sleek when it's all closed up. Inside the center console here, it's not a very big one, but it is quite deep, so you can still store quite a few things in there. Now I'll get my camera person to pan around the interior of the car. You'll see there's a nice interesting checkered pattern on all the seats. It sort of breaks up the interior a little bit, otherwise there would be a bit too much black in my opinion, but that checkered really makes it look a bit nice. As my camera person pans around, I'll open up the sunroof in here and the sunglasses holder as well, so then when the camera angle comes back to the roof you can really see how big and wide that sunroof is, and you've got this little sunglasses holder here. This car has only done 33,000 Ks, so there's not really much service history to check up on it, but I'll go through it anyway. So in here you've got a 24,000 K service done, as well as, so the 10,000 service was done at 24,000 Ks, and then you've got the 35,000 service done at 33,000 Ks, and then we've also performed an intermediate service on it when it came into our stock, so this car isn't due for another service until 45,000 kilometres, so you wouldn't have to worry about getting it serviced anytime soon either. No. One last thing I forgot to mention was in the glove box here, I thought this was cool, that you've got your CD player and your SD cards as well. Thanks for taking the time to watch this walk around video of our 2014 Golf GTI in racing red. Now if you have any questions about this car, please give us a call on 9907 0555 and one of our friendly staff will be more than happy to help with your inquiries.